68-65ครับได้จุดลูกโทษอีก1ลูกนะครับ
เสียงมาแล้ว
Check 1 2 Check 1 2 Check 1 2 Check 1 2
แล้วมีอะไรโทรมานะได้ใครอย่ามันบังหน้าโวลเลอร์ลีกมึงไลฟ์โวลเลอร์ไทยแลนด์เหรอแล้วต้องปิดแล้วขึ้นใหม่หมดเลยทั้งคู่ใช่ไหมไม่เป็นไรตัดแค่ Facebook ได้ใช่ไหม
ใช้สลับกันซะด้วยนะให้พี่กดของฝั่งนี้รีโมททางกดก็ ทำไมอันนี้ไม่ติดวะออกปกติ
เป็นเสียงข้าวเป็นข้าวขนม
ไม่กล้าเสี่ยงเอาอย่างอื่นด้วยแบ่งไปตัวนี้เลยปาร์คไม่พอแล้วค่ะ
ตัดใหม่มาต้องไปทอดเกมไปตก
And we welcome everyone inside the Kasar University, Bangkok, Thailand. This is Warriors League Thailand 2026. And then there were four. The first of two semifinal affairs this afternoon. The Sun Devils get set to take on the Naga Hunters. Rich Quinones is here. As always, we encourage you guys to keep us locked in on YouTube channel live. And, of course, follow us on all multiple platforms on social media. Should be a good one. We're about 5 or so minutes away from opening tip-off, and this is a game in which I think it's going to be predicated on the guard play and the battle on the boards. And if you go back between these two teams, obviously already met earlier in this tournament, and the Sun Devils were able to edge the Hunters 91-83 in that one. And really the difference was the three-point shooting. The Hunters weren't able to capitalize from beyond the arc. Sun Devils did an excellent job, more efficient from beyond the arc. They got great defensive effort from arguably the defensive player of this tournament, Kobe Lawrence. He's a player to watch. Obviously, the Hunters come in, as we talked a little bit about, their guard play over the last several weeks of this tourney. They're led by Fidel Norris, Joro Daniels, Belango Lugala, who's actually come on of late, the Canadian product, averaging about 12 and 7. So if you're just new to Warriors League Thailand, the games, the pace is very fanatical. It's an open, wide open type of pace. It's 4 10-minute quarters, 2-minute in between the quarters, 5-minute during half times, and obviously we'll give you updated live stats as they are occurring. And we're also happy to announce we've also partnered up and we're part of AsiaBasketball.com, which is huge for the league and these players going forward. So as I mentioned, game one, our second game later on this afternoon, we'll pit the upstart Thailand Titans against Fully Feared. Those two teams met last week. Obviously, they were already penciled in to advance 2 of the 4, and the Titans got the better of Fully Feared. So we've got a little bit of a rematch coming up in game 2. As I mentioned, about 5 or so minutes away from the opening tip-off between the Sun Devils and the Hunters. Both squads finished tournament play 5-2. Both squads have a ton of athleticism, guard, and the difference is, I said, the battle of the boards. And keep an eye out for number 11, Kobe Lawrence of the Sun Devils, the New Orleans, Louisiana product, making a strong case for Defensive Player of the Year in this tournament. So quick timeout. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get the starting lineup set, and then we'll have the opening tip-off as well between the Sun Devils and the Hunters. All right, moments away from our opening tip-off. Semifinal, the first of two. It'll be the Sun Devils against the Hunters. Both squads, as I mentioned, finished tournament play 5-2. If you take a look at the graphic, you'll see the players that'll be participating on both rosters respectively. The Sun Devils also added Jeffrey Anderson, who came on last week, exploded for 40 points, 8 of 16 from beyond the arc. Came in averaging just a touch under 8. Had himself a field day in that 106-80 win over CNX Orion, the New Orleans product. Played his ball at JUCO and then San Angelo State, two-time state champ in high school. So they got much-needed production from him in place of a couple players that they've lost throughout this tournament. Aaron Murphy, Brandon Moore, and Jaheim McDonald. All three players capable of averaging 18+. As we spotlight a couple of the Hunter players. 6'2" guard Fidel Norris puts it on the floor, extremely decisive, can shoot from the outside, a slasher. Gerald Daniels, number 4, point guard, smart player, has cut down his turnovers over the last several weeks, has had some big shots as well, not gun shy, has no problem with pulling the trigger. And then of course number 5, Lugala, 6'2", from Canada, averaging right around 12+ points a contest, 6-7 rebounds, and he's good for about 5 dimes as well. Plays both ends of the floor, has that length and that reach.
การน็อตหน้าไปเป่าการน็อตหน้าไปเป่าต่อไปเจ้าหมาของนั้นเลยอันที่6พี่ใช่ปะส่งชื่อมาเยอะไหมคนมาน้อยจัง มันมาดีวะ
Well, while we have a couple more moments, we want to remind everyone, appreciate everyone watching stateside that's up with us early, and of course, Thailand time on a Sunday afternoon. It'll be the Sun Devils against the Hunters. Both squads finished tournament play 5-2, and as I mentioned early on during the opening, Sun Devils earned a 91-83 win earlier in the tourney over the Hunters. Encourage everyone to always get social with us, and if you're watching on the YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe to our channel, and of course share it out. And we can't thank you enough for joining us on what has turned out to be an excellent run in the 10th annual edition of the Warriors League Thailand 2026. And as we are down to 4, 2 will play next weekend for the Cup. All right, we're moments away from our opening tip-off semifinal, the first of two, on this Sunday afternoon. Sun Devils take on the Hunters. Winner moves on the right to play for the Cup Championship next weekend. We'll find out who's going to be the first of two participants. Later on this afternoon, it'll be the Titans against Fully Feared.
นะครับรอบเซมิไฟแนลครับวอลเลย์ลีก2026ครับคู่ระหว่างซันเดวิลเจอกับนาคาฮันเตอร์ครับ
All right, so here we go. Moments away from our opening tip-off between the Hunters versus the Sun Devils. Rich Quinones. Hope you guys are enjoying the tournament. We've got two good games on this Sunday afternoon. I'll give you the rundown of the starting lineups as well. Hunters wearing those very sharp green and black uniforms. Sun Devil in their traditional white. See the yellow and of course the red across that midsection top. Both teams come in with very solid marks of 5 and 2, but you kind of put that to the side as now it's time for the dance to see who's going to get an opportunity to shine this afternoon. Hunters have it. They'll start things off moving right to left. Daniels wants to go right inside, and he does. And they drop off. And a good rejection block coming out. So good defensive start by the Sun Devils. As I mentioned, keep an eye out for number 3, Anderson. 3's missed the other end. Hunter's game plan is to push, push, push. Try to win that battle of the boards. But thus far, both teams a little cold from the floor. Maybe some nerves, maybe some jitters. Also for the Hunters, too, you had to wait a little bit for the Sun Devils to arrive to the venue. Daniels drops it off. They want it to go back inside. They'll pull it back out to Daniels, and you'll get the turnover and the violation. So a minute in, inauspicious start for both squads, respectively. I mentioned for the Sun Devils, number 3, Jeffrey Anderson. Guard came on last week and exploded. He just inbounded, exploded for 40 points. See if they try to work him in. And, of course, number 11, Kobe Lawrence, can take over a game at will. And off the glass for 2. Sun Devils strike first, 2-0. Hunters moving right to left. Daniels trying to create, got caught up, drop off. Quick foul on the floor. So the 5 for the Sun Devils, Anderson, Scott, Lawrence, Walter, and McGilbert, who's given them some really nice production, averaging just under 19. For the Hunters, Norris, Daniels, Gugalo, Cooper, and Mombones Lueth. J.R. Cooper averaging close to a double-double 7. Early on in this first frame, Anderson skips it. Look for that coffin corner 3 in rhythm. That's off the mark. Tipped around, a little back tap. Johnny on the spot. McGilville can't convert. Usually good right around that end. 6'6" guard from Denver, having himself a really solid tournament. As I mentioned, plays both ends, hits the glass hard. 2-1. Sun Devils up by 1. 2 minutes in. Anderson catch and shoot. Count it. So he's building upon that 40-point effort last week. Jeffrey Anderson, 2-time state champ in high school. JUCO product, San Angelo State as well. A little sloppy thus far for the Hunters. They go right inside off transitional bucket, and it's rejected. That's the one thing the Hunters do really well is they'll get back on defense, transitional defense. And something to watch now. Early on, Lugala laboring a little bit, and they can ill afford to have him come out of this contest. 6'2" guard from Canada. He's had a brilliant tournament. Daniels catch and shoot. In and out, doesn't fall. Sun Devils will get the rebound. McGilville, he wants to push and run it. Anderson again already knocked down a 3. Foul line, thinking about it, kick out. They'll swing it, they'll give it right back up. 5-1, Sun Devils up by 4. 6:30 to go in this first. There's a stop and pop, long 3. Well, they would love to get Fidel Norris into the mix early and often, but he's also a guard that can put it on the floor and penetrate a little behind the back. And how about that? The Euro step, still can't convert, coming down the lane, Lawrence, and it's out of bounds, and they'll come back the other way. So I don't know if it's a little bit of jitters, nerves, the fact that the Hunters had to wait a little bit. Sun Devils arriving late to the venue, just haven't been able to get things going first 3 minutes into this opening quarter. And I think Norris has to just, decide, okay, let me start to facilitate and do what I do best. And there's a good start with the 3 ball. They didn't shoot particularly well that last time out when we were talking about their range from beyond the arc. They struggled mightily. 9 of 20, their first meeting against the Sun Devils, were the Hunters from beyond the arc. Anderson, that spot again, in and out. McGilville, right place, right time, can't convert the bunny. Uncharacteristic not being able to put back. Nice looking side, 2-man game. Daniels started it off, got rid of that pass quick. Sun Devils are going to have to figure out a way to make up loss of McDonald, obviously early on. Murphy and Mora haven't been available the last several weeks, so they're going to have to find scoring somewhere else. Okay. So that's a good sign when the 3 starts dropping early. In traffic, Lawrence met him. That's what he does. Lawrence will make you adjust your shot, skip past Daniels, coffin corner, and out. Sun Devils up by 5, 8-3, and 4-13 to go in this first. You saw that 3 the last time down on the floor for the Sun Devils. Anderson will go to line for 2. That was Max Walter, 6'6" guard from Denver. He gives them some energy. He had 15 points last week in a win. Sun Devils were able to pour it on, scoring a $116 against CNX. So they changed it, and now it looks like it'll be side out, I believe. just knocked down that 3. Top of the key once more, see if you can try to create in traffic. And Walter again will make him an impact with 5. He had 15 last week, averaging right around 7. 10-3, 7-point lead. Ball on the floor. A lot of the teams in the tournament have struggled from the charity straight. Hunters 10 of 20. First meeting against the Sun Devils. Both teams making a quick substitution. (10-4), Sun Devils up by 6. They're moving left to right in the white unis. Tough shot in traffic. I believe that was Marquise McGilborough. Wanted to contact, tried to draw the foul. And they almost give it up to the Hunters. Daniels has been quiet early on in this first. So is Fidel Norris. Daniels trying to create slithers, drops it off. And again, you just see they converge. Coffin corner 3, that's off the mark. It's just defensively the element of having the Kobe Lawrence. Long outlet. It's going back the other way. Error pass, and Walters got caught up. Foul line extended, and that drops home. They needed something offensively to get going in this opening quarter, and they're trailing 12-6, or the Hunters. Anderson, top of the key, trying to pull out the defender. Pulls the trigger. Left it short. Daniels is going to get tagged. Made contact with Lawrence. Looking inside, off balance shot. And again, the contact was drawn. First is off the mark. I believe that's Nobita at the line, replacing Raheem McDonald. So it's 13-6, $1:36 to go in the first quarter. Good start for the Sun Devils. Hunter's a little off offensively. And that'll quiet the naysayers, including myself, that just said they were off a little bit offensively, 13-8. Certainly love to see them get number 5 into the mix. McGilbert, that's his spot off the glass, can't convert, they'll crash the boards, he'll get it again. They'll draw a triple team, and he tried to draw the contact one more time. Tough possession for the Sun Devils. Hunters now, Norris gives it right back to Daniels, back over to Norris, 3-ball. That's off the mark, so Fidel Norris' shot hasn't dropped just yet. Sun Devils want to push. They'll swing it one more time. Nobita thought about it, pulls the trigger. That drops home. Here's Acquisition with a 3. 16-8, largest lead. Sits at 8. Under 30 seconds to go. Daniels now. They go back inside. Just trying to find some type of rhythm, and they haven't been able. This it's not the shot they want there. I mentioned three-point shooting. Sure, they'll knock it down here and there, but they are not what you would call, by any stretch of the imagination, a consistently good three-point shooting team, and they find themselves down in an early hole, 16-8 after 1 quarter of action. Sun Devils well-coached team, Terrence Bentley. You have to give credit to all the coaches during this tournament. A lot of times you'll see the shuffling of the rosters. Sometimes players have to get back, if they're from the U.S., have to get back in the States, or they sign elsewhere. Take a look at some of the highlights. Walter providing a little spark. Max Walter with that 6'6" guard. Hunter's trying to work it inside early on, and that's kind of going to be the recipe. Naga, that's his shot, foul line extended. You saw the newest acquisition, Obida, with a 3-ball from the corner, and that's where we sit, 16-8. But credit to the coaching staff of all these teams respectively. All the teams played very hard. Only 4 advance. We'll find out who the final 2 are. 16-8, Sun Devils up by 8. Started the second quarter. Lawrence trying to draw the defender out. Swings it one more time. High arcing 3. That's off the mark. A little short. Trying to get that tie up, and they do. So nice hustle play right there by the Sun Devils. And that's Anderson. Can't overstate his 40-point performance, so that gives you a little bit of a defensive pause. If you're the Hunters, you have to realize this young man's capable of going off, averaging 7, and then just explode it from the floor for a career high 40. 16-8. And they'll double, they'll swing it. There's your wide open look, got to knock it down, and they do. Lugala, the Canadian, with a 3-ball. 16-11, minute in the second. One thing about Lawrence, he can keep it and put it on the floor. Gilbert will draw out the double. Picks up his dribble, swings it one more time. And that's an arcer, and that dropped with the left hand, so a nice little soft touch. Contested shot one more time, 18-11, Sun Devils up by 7. They'll skip it and swing it, Gilbert. Count it, money from that spot for the big man. Just a soft touch, 6'1" guard. Sam Houston State product. 2011, foul line coming back the other one. That doesn't drop. So it's a 9-point lead right now for the Sun Devils offensively. They're clicking. They know they have the height advantage as well, and they've got the bigger bodies. That's just the bottom line. You look at number 35, you look at number 11, they can bang a little bit. I haven't even mentioned Kenny Scott. Lawrence will pull out the defender. He can put it on the floor. He'll swing it and skip it. Anderson, top of the key. Can't convert. Cooper has the rebound. They want to get out. Trailing by 9, 20-11. Skip pass. Delano thought about it. Goes right to the tin, and Lawrence met him. Lugala wanted to explode to the tin. Kobe Lawrence climbed the ladder to meet him. We have not seen a lot of players attack the tin when Lawrence is man in the paint. 2011. Gallo to the line for 2. One of 2. 20-12, Sun Devils up by 8. 7:20 to go in the second quarter. creating space. Good drop off and dish off the glass. Oh, the court vision breaking down the defender. Largest lead sits at 10. Swings it one more time. That's a catch and shoot three. In and out, doesn't fall. Tipped around. Hunters have it. Another opportunity, and again, defensively, Sun Devils doing an excellent job of clogging up the paint in the middle, and they want to get out and run up by 10. Nobita pulls it back, and they read it beautifully with the Hunters coming off the lane. It's stolen right back, and they've got numbers now, the Sun Devils. So Anderson making his presence known. Largest lead sits at 12, 6:12 to go. Cooper can't convert from the corner. Nobita thought about it, puts it on the floor. Got caught up, tucked it under. Oh, a little scoop with the left hand. Timeout on the floor. It's a TV timeout. 5:36 to go in the second quarter. Game one of two semifinal affairs. And right now, Sun Devils offensively clicking up 26-12 over the Hunters. We'll step aside. This is Warriors lead, Thailand 2026. The Sun Devils are 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, which is a good sign of your Sun Devils fan because they're hitting right around 27%. They clog up the middle. Norris been quiet, and he's been struggling a little bit. Another loose change. Easy laying with the left hand. Anderson, left hand glides right in. Went into contact, not going to get it. Hunters, they want to run. Good look, transitional bucket. Excellent job. Norris, the recipient of the Bridges dime. And a quick 4 from the Hunters. We're down 14, find themselves down 10, 26-16. 5-minute mark of the second. We certainly got to get a body on number 35. That is the spot. Gilbert will hit that all afternoon long. A couple buckets in this first half. The 6-1 guard coming back the other end with the left hand in the reverse. And give it right back. What about the 3 from 10? That doesn't fall. McGilbert with another rebound. So a couple opportunities for the Hunters to keep slicing this deficit. They can't convert. They skip it and swing it. 3 in the corner. Clean look, they can't get it to drop though, and it's stolen away, coming back. You just see the Sun Devils right now, a little more oomph, a little more juice. Fighting for the basketball a tad harder than the Hunters. And everything starts with their defense. Once they start clogging up that middle, and Lawrence is the catalyst. He might have a game where he only scores 8 to 10 points, but he might end with 10 rebounds, a couple steals, More importantly, 3, 4, 5 blocks. He is a game-changing defensive presence for the Sun Devil squad. They lead at 28-16. 4:05 to go in this second quarter. I think Lugalo was getting ready to check in and was waved off, and we'll see. Hunters just need to settle down and just keep working the ball around. Couple missed chances once again, almost an error pants. Gilbert got it, stop and pop. A little out of control in the shot. And Hunters now trying to slice in that 12-point deficit, trailing 28-16, 3:23 to go, a little behind the back. And out of control right now. Both teams sloppy the last minute plus. Bodies crashing on the floor. You love to see that. The big man goes down, try to get the tie up. And we can't overstate this as this game goes on. Obviously, you see a little chippiness there. Referees are very quick to tee up players. So both players, in that instance, and both teams respectively, have to keep their wits about them. You certainly don't want to get a tee. Might change the complexion of this game. 28-16, Sun Devils up by 12. Just under 3 minutes to play in this second quarter. Anderson with 6. Walter with 5. Lawrence with 4 for the Sun Devils. And Lugalo, the high man, with 9. Offensive catalyst for the Hunters. They need to figure out a way to keep working the ball into him, let him draw that double team, and then the kick out's going to be there. They just need to be patient. Anderson. Got it. And then coming back the other way, rejected. That's Lawrence. That's the defensive presence that we mentioned, just alters shots, and it's a 16-point lead right now, the largest. The Hunters are in trouble with under 2.5 to go. Off in corner 3. Off the mark. Daniels has it. 3 on 3. They'll pull it back, and they'll skip it way across. Puts it on the floor. Little floater lane. That drops home. So you needed something to stop the bleeding a little bit. 14-point deficit right now for the Hunters. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. But I can't overstate it. Number 11 making his presence felt. And that defense leads to transitional opportunities. Anderson trying to fight for the screen. Lawrence sets it. It's going to go the other way. So one of the rare turnovers in this first half of action for the Sun Devils. Tough basket. Fought for the rebound, got it to drop. Battle the board, something we talked about. They won the battle the first time out, lost the game, but won the battle on the boards 43-39. Gives it up, they swing it. Walter was put on the floor. Got a clean look at the lay-in. That's going to be a violation coming back the other end. So all of a sudden the Hunters now with a little momentum, trailing by 12, an opportunity to get it to 10 or 9 with a 3, final 40 seconds. And Daniels has been way too quiet. You expect he's going to be a little more active in the third and fourth quarter. Turn it over. Now let's see what they call. It's going to be a clear path foul. It appears so. That's a call that has been a little more demonstrative throughout various tournaments around the world, but it's the right call and an opportunity now really for a quick 2. And out of possession, that's not the shot you want though. It's a 10-point cushion, 6 seconds I believe showing on the clock. 6 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Sun Devils up by 10, 32-22. Anderson off the mark. Hunter tries to track it down, and I believe that's how the second quarter is going to end. So 2 quarters in the books. Excellent offensive job by the Sun Devils. Hunters have a little work to do, a little out of sync. Norris Daniels quiet in this first half of action, but we suspect they'll heat up in the third and the fourth quarter. The winner moves on, have an opportunity to play for the Cup next weekend. Game 1 of the 2-game set. Second game will be the Titans against Fully Feared. And this is something you don't want to see, and something that, as I mentioned, the tourney frowns upon this. There's a lot of yapping going on. The Sun Devils have a 10-point lead. The last thing you want to get is a technical. You give the Hunters any type of life, especially with the stoppage of play. All right, as we have a moment, let's go over some halftime stats. Anderson with 9, had 40 last week. Lawrence with 4, but already 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and 5 blocks. I mean, you just can't make this up with Kobe Lawrence. He's unbelievable. And I think right now he's been the best defensive player in this tournament and making his presence felt. And those blocks are leading to transitional buckets, fast break points. For the Hunters, Norris with 4, Lugala with 9. As far as foul trouble, Daniel has 2 for the Hunters. And Lawrence has 4. And that's something to watch. So we'll see how they use him, maybe judiciously, in that third quarter. I'm sure he's going to start, but you venture to guess he might sit and get a blow, especially with a 10-point lead. If they can get it to 14-16, I think that's going to benefit them. But, of course, the one issue, sometimes that early foul trouble. Nice little duck under right there. We're looking at some of the highlights in the first half of action. And Obita making his presence known. 8 points, 3 of 4 from the floor. Sun Devils, 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. Hunters, 5 of 8. And the Sun Devils will continue to let the Hunters be a 3-point shooting team. They're 1 of 15 from beyond the arc. They were 9 of 26 from 3-point land in their first meeting against the Sun Devils. Pardon me. They're just not a good 3-point shooting team. That's why they have to figure out a way to work it inside. See Walter with a 3 right there for the Sun Devils, providing a nice little spark. So 32-22. After 2, we'll step aside. You guys can keep enjoying the highlights of the first half of action between the Sun Devils and the Hunters. some moments away from the start of the third quarter. And again, we appreciate everyone stateside tuning us in on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to get social with us. Very easy to do. Follow Warriors League Thailand on IG and Facebook. And again, can't overstate all the fans stateside that decide to get up early, have a cup of coffee, and keep us tuned in. Greatly appreciate it. And of course, the amazing fans in Thailand enjoying a Sunday afternoon. Game 1 of 2 semifinal affairs. Sun Devils up by 10, 32-22 in a game that's getting a little chippy. And obviously, we mentioned this at the end of the second quarter with the tee that was assessed to the Hunters. Referees have made it a point. They warn every team prior to that they will not tolerate any talking, barking, yapping, any type of nonsense. They will be very quick to blow the whistle. So in essence, 2 free points right there for the Sun Devils. And they'll get it side out. It's a 12-point cushion. We'll see how the Hunters play this one in the third quarter. As I mentioned, Daniels and Norris, they're both too good players, and they're too good of players to be this quiet. I think you're going to see Daniels penetrate a little more and try to draw that double and then look for that kick out. Norris should be able to put it on the floor if the matchup's there for him. Winner takes on winner of the Titans and Fully Feared, which is coming up next. Lawrence having a monster first half again defensively with the blocks, with the assists, with the rebounds. Really making his presence felt. And that's why I think Daniels, if he penetrates a little bit, you kick out or you try to draw Lawrence out in the perimeter and try to put it on the floor and get around him. And I think Norris can do that if it's matched up that way. Gilbert gave him some decent minutes and some big buckets as well. Walter, too, with a couple threes. Obita, newest acquisition. All right, so here we go. Gilbert has it. Hit a three and starts things off. So just like that. 6'1", shooting guard, Sam Houston State. So that's 5 if you really think about it. The tech and then the 3, Coffin corner. That doesn't fall. Largest lead, 15 right now, 37-22. And I know we're only 30 seconds in this third quarter, but it's getting a little dicey right now for the Hunters. Anderson will swing it back over to McGilbert, who just knocked down that 3 off-balance shot. That doesn't fall. Tipped around, tries to get his own rebound, working hard underneath. Good pass inside by Daniels, and the Hunters just can't corral it. Another opportunity for possession, though. Norris catch and shoot. Had a clean look. The shot just hasn't dropped. Opportunity coming back the other end. Oh, they might have gotten away with a charge. Still swinging it. Walter 3. Count it! Oh, my goodness. Max Walter, how about that? Knocking home a couple threes. He had 15 points last week, just averaging 4. Come back the other way. Lawrence making his presence out. Kobe Lawrence says, get out of here. Largest lead of the afternoon, 18. Sun Devils trying to run away with this. 1 under 8 to play in this third quarter. Defensively, they are a tough out. Stolen away. They've got numbers, 3-on-1, the drop-off, and an easy lay-in. Daniels on an island. No one got back defensively. 20-point lead right now. Daniels trying to create step back three, pulls the trigger, and that drops home. Rips the twi-line for JD. Touch under 10, a contest. Anderson looking for the ISO. So Lawrence will take it side out. Anderson remains on the floor. A well-coached and tough team. Long three, Anderson, that doesn't fall, tipped around. McGilvert tries to back tap, but pardon me, I think that was Lawrence. Check that. In any event, 17-point cushion. And another three drops home for the Hunters, so it's rare when they knock it down, but you'll take the three. And trying to just slice into that deficit, 42-28. Lawrence, little shake and bake, foul line extended. Count it, Kobe Lawrence. Nico. Almost have to get some defensive stops here. Lugala thought about the three, picks up his dribble, swings it one more time. Norris skies for the rebound, and that's off the miss. And numbers again coming back. Devilz. Daniels. Look at it one more time. This is not what they want. Get out in space and come right down the floor. Look, sometimes you're trailing in a game, got to get on base first. Manufacture some runs. You're not going to be able to get everything back in one swing. McGilvert lumbering down the boulevard with that big frame and body. Not going to get the contact. Hunter's coming back with the Euro step off the glass, getting pretty wild right now. And offensively, both teams very out of sync. With 5:25 to go. Sun Devils up 44-28. Midway through this third quarter. Sloppiness, 2-on-1 opportunity, Daniels. And 2-on-1, got to go right to the basket. You don't need to settle for a three-pointer like that. Lawrence wants to put it on the floor. He can't get it to drop. And that three finally settles through the nylon. The three-point shot, though, it's not going to get them back in this game. It certainly helps. They need to work the ball in, and they need to get their guards going. I believe the Sun Devils were able to call a timeout. 44-31. We'll get clarity. And Lugala just trying to will the Hunters in this contest right now. He's 5 of 8 from the floor, 15 points, and he has been their best three-point shooter. They're 4 of 22 in this game right now, but he's 3 of 4. So if anyone's got the hot hand, it's got to be number 5. Heck of a player, averaging 13 and 10 plus 4 assists in this tourney. They might rely a little more on number 24 Fields as well. All right, 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. So still within striking distance, and I think a lot of that has to do with some of the bad shot selection and some of the turnovers that we've seen by the Sun Devils last couple of possessions. Strong take. The Hunters doing a nice job of chipping away. Walters thought about the three, wants to pull back, and he will wisely. They'll beat it now. The lefty tried to step back, whips it over to Walter. Stop and pop. Another easy rebound. Nobody boxed out to Gilbrook for another bucket. Creeping in double digits. Daniels now. Count it. That's a good take on the floor. It's exactly what they needed. It doesn't fall, but it's 46. Pardon me, 46-45. But that's what Daniels does. He sees when he has that matchup he wants, he gets the ball in right away and count it coming back the other end. So just like that, the Hunters making a little bit of a run, and that's their game. Go right to the basket. Even if you have to challenge Lawrence. But Lugala having himself a game. 15 points. They did an excellent job of cutting into this deficit, and now they trail 46-38, 2:42 to go. And again, Fields, I mentioned, get him going a little bit. Lawrence coming back off the glass with the right hand, gets his own rebound. Scoff. And drops him, stolen away by the newest acquisition. No, pardon me. I think that was Anderson. Check that. So Anderson. And then a three. How about this? It's a 9-point deficit, and the Hunters showing a little bit of moxie right now. Showing some fight. So Fields very active, Lugala very active. Good pass, McGilbrough. Contested shot, in and out. And then he's going to get caught with the foul right there. That's a bad foul right there. I know he wanted to be active. That'll be a second. Lugala right now willing the Hunters. 4 or 5 from beyond the arc. He's got the hot hand. Let's put it on the floor. Stick it up. We'll drop it off one more time, and that drops home. What was a 20-point deficit has now been chiseled away to 7. Anderson thinking about the three, wants to put him on the floor. Contested three, that doesn't drop around. Hunters have it, and they want to run. Euro step, long high arcing floater. Lawrence, long outlet with a jailbreak. Back up to 9. Battling. He's just pleading for the foul and the contact. And I tend to agree with him. He was hacked down on the low block, 52-43. Working so hard for some opportunities and buckets. And that's a heck of a comeback by the Hunters. Down 20. They find them some 9 late in this third quarter. And doing all with Daniels and Moore is very quiet. Turnovers have plagued them, though. The Sun Devils got to get going late in this third. Clock winding down. They're going to count the bucket. They're going to wave it off. It doesn't count. So the basket does not count by Anderson. So after 3 quarters of play, Sun Devils up 52-43. We've got ourselves a game heading into the fourth. It looked like it might be a blowout, but the Hunters defensively locking down a little bit, causing some turnovers, transitional opportunities and buckets. And how about the Canadian, Ilango Lugala, 20 points, 7 of 10 from the floor. Norris and Daniels just 7, 3 of 13 from the floor. Fields chipping in as well with 9 in 24 minutes for the Hunters. For the Sun Devils, Anderson with 11, Walter with 10. His season average sits right around 6. And then just another outstanding effort, Marquise McGilbra, 13 points, 10 rebounds. He is a walking double-double. Take a look at some of the highlights from the third quarter. That man keeping the Hunters in the contest with another 3, 52-43. Sun Devils are going to have to be wise to that, and they're going to start pulling out on the perimeter. And I think that could benefit the Hunters because Lagallo, Norris, Daniels can put it on the floor and go right to the basket. It's a gorgeous-looking, high-arcing puff and corner 3. Fields chipped in as well with 9. All right, 10 minutes, 52-43. Start of the fourth quarter, Warriors lead Thailand 20-26. Our first semifinal. Hunters were down big. They were down 20. Showed a lot of heart. Fought back in this third quarter. Try to go right inside, and it's tipped. And it'll stay with the Hunters. Points in the paint have been the difference. 29-16 advantage for the Sun Devils. Tough stagger step. Lawrence looking for that screen. Wants to match up, wants the ice out, want to put it on the floor. Kobe Lawrence with the right hand. Flies right to the rim. Lugala now drawing out the defender. A little bit of a breathing room right now. 54-43 for the Sun Devils. And number 11 has just been a menace. Turnover. Hunters now an opportunity to get back, slicing this deficit. Oh, gorgeous feed, drawing double and triple coverage. Unbelievable assist, great court vision, and a much-needed basket. We're fast approaching the 8-minute mark. Nobita wanted to give it to Walter, thought about the threes. Well, puts it in the floor, down a shot. Walter counted. Max Walter. Feisty player. Banged around, drew the contact, right hand, got it to drop home. Goes to the line for the 3-point opportunity. You have to love when you have bench and/or role players that, again, have been pretty much quiet contributors. Already with 12 looking for his 13th point. And he gets it. Again, in and out. Rare miss. We got a long baseball pass. Anderson wanted to call, not going to get it. Daniels right now wants to push it. Look out. Count the bucket. Hooping hard. You see now the physicality of the Hunters. Brilliant tape. just need a little bit of a sliver of daylight. Good. The players like Webb and Fields making their impact felt, and that's a turnover. 57-48, 7:23 to go. Sun Devils now have to calm down a little bit. Hunters with a little bit of momentum, and still Daniels and Norris way too quiet, and you know that can change with a final 7-12. Fields pulling out the defender 3, looked a little short, tipped around, and that counts. And Norris finally got it to drop. And there's 7 to play in this fourth quarter. Scott picked up the dribble. Good job defensively. They got to get a 3, and there's a bad turnover right there by the Sun Devils. Hunters right now, they've got some momentum. They've got some confidence, trailing by 7. Plenty of time. They were down 20 in this game. Almost gave it right back up. Working inside, tough off balance shot. McGilbert a little out of control, might have gotten away with a travel, coming back the other way by the Hunters, still trailing by 7. Glided in for 2, and the pace started to pick up a little bit. And if you're the Sun Devils, I think you need to slow it down. You got to get back to working it inside. Obviously, 3. Oh, that's a big bucket just as I say that. With a big 3. I was about to mention, Lawrence again, he's got 5 personal fouls, so it's critical. Sometimes he's so good of a player, but he'll have a tendency to pick up a couple early fouls. And right now, he's not on the floor, 5:24. You're the Hunters, you got to attack the rim right now. 2-man game, see if they go back inside, and as I suspected, attacking it in off the glass, count it. Mugala. With Lawrence sitting with 5, why not? 60-54. You're 5 to play. Oh my goodness, you're going to get another turnover? Oh goodness, those are several bad turnovers. Then we get it across the timeline. What a turnover then. 60-54. Trying to take over right now. Get the call on the floor. I mean, you're seeing the height advantage on the floor at this moment for the Hunters. And it's really giving the Sun Devils fits. Mugala, the Wolf, Fields. Fields, by the way, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, making his presence felt. Goodness, you got to be kidding me. Contested 3. I don't even think he was able to set the shot, a little off balance, and knocked it on with confidence. That's a big bucket coming back the other way. Off the glass, count it! That is, why you go right to the basket with number 11 on the bench. This turned out to be a whale of a game. Gets his own rebound. You gotta be joking. Off the glass. My goodness, what a comeback. Lugala is having himself a game with 24 points. 63-59. The Hunters were down 20 points in this game. Lawrence gets in foul trouble, and the Hunters have been able to exploit it by going to the basket. And the catalyst has been the bigs. Fields, Lueth, Lugala. Sun Devils need to just breath. He doesn't fall. And the Hunters have an opportunity. Keep chipping away. Good look inside off the glass. Count it. What a run by the Hunters. They trail 63-61, and the Sun Devils are just absolutely out of sync. Tempers again flailing, and that's kind of what we saw at the end of the first quarter. The second quarter, the tee was assessed, if you recall, by the Hunters. The Sun Devils were able to get 4 quick points in the third, so cooler heads must prevail right now. Sun Devils up 63-61, under 3 to play in this fourth quarter. Wow. Seeing multiple technicals being assessed right now. And I understand every player always wants to state their case. But sometimes, you know, discretion is the better part of valor, and you don't even need to say anything. Just let the game be officiated. Because you're not going to win. You can state your case, you're not going to win your argument. 63-61, under 3 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. Just a fantastic. By the way, so McGilbert got the tee. Fields got the tee. And those two have been drawn for a good minute. And I feel as though I can't overstate this enough. Daniels and Norris have been very, very quiet in this game. And we know they're both just absolutely ice-cold assassins if need be late. We've seen it from both of them. They've struggled, just 9 points combined, 4-14 from the floor. And that can change in a heartbeat. Sun Devils clinging to a 2-point lead. They led this one by as many as 20. And once Lawrence goes out with the foul issue, Lugala took over. He's got 26. So if you're just tuning in, the 5 personal fouls, you foul out. So for those that are watching that are wondering why Lawrence is not on the floor, he got tagged with a couple of early fouls, and it's unfortunate the fifth he picked out kind of changed the tide of this contest, because at that point he was dominating. 10 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, and 6 blocks. And once he went out, the game plan changed for the Hunters to go right to the basket. A little housekeeping, trying to get some clarity right now. 2:58 to go in this fourth quarter. Gonna tail it 2 halves too. So I believe that's Fields. Not really sure what's going on right there, but Fields just walked off the court. He walked off the floor. Don't want to speculate. Not sure what just inspired, but he didn't foul out of the game. And he had 15 points and basically just walked off, left his teammates. So we'll see if we can get a reason why, and see if we can get a little clarity, but that kind of puts the Hunters in a little bit of a hole right now, which is unfortunate. They trail by 2, 63-61. Daniels has it. Trying to look for a little help. Daniels down the lane. Can't convert. Morris goes on line for 2 and an opportunity to tie it up. So after Fields got that tech, he was substituted out. But I am being told that he did get ejected, but I want to get confirmation on that. Because that would have been his second tee assist. Listen, we can't overstate it. The referees, they're going to have very quick whistles, and they're not going to tolerate anything. Well, in any event, you got to fight through it right now if you're the Hunters. It's been chippy. They were down 20. They fought back, showed a lot of courage, showed a lot of heart. And now the loss of Fields. Who came in and played very well when he was on the floor. 15 points in 30 minutes of action, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, well on his way to his triple-double. Don't forget, second game coming up. Should be a dandy, Titans and fully feared. But this one has had a little bit of everything. Lawrence fouled out. Was well on his way to a monster triple-double, and once he fouled out, and the lane was exposed. The Hunters just took over, whether it was Fields, whether it was Naga, who's having himself a whale of a ball game. Norris to the line right now. Norris and Daniels have been relatively quiet, but we've seen them have some big moments over the past several weeks with some clutch shots. And I still believe these two will have a hand in the outcome of this one. But under 3 to play in this fourth quarter. It was a crazy, crazy game. Norris calmly knocks it down, and after all of that, we are knotted up at 63 apiece and stolen away. Hunters have it. Daniels got caught up, kicks it out. That's off the mark. Kick around, look at his change, and that's not home. As I mentioned, he's been way too quiet and too good of a player. And that's Norris. Off the glass, off the rebound. Nobody boxed out, 65-63. Alvita swings it. Walter has it. They'll give it up. Anderson's been a little quiet in this fourth quarter. Puts it on the floor. And defensively, an excellent job by the Hunters. They converge. What a turn of events. Hunters were left for dead in this game. They were absolutely lifeless. They've come roaring back and they've taken the lead, 65-63, trailed by as many as 20. Alvita wants to put it on the floor in traffic. Can't convert. Opportunity for the Hunters. Coming back the other way. Wow. They'll get the offensive foul and they'll come back the other way. So the Sun Devils did an excellent job of holding possession down on the low block for that offensive charge. Tough turnover. 65-63, 2:04 to go in this fourth quarter. All right, so if you're just joining us, little housekeeping for you. As I mentioned, Sun Devils were up by 20 in this game. Led it 32-22 at the break. A little more competitive contest in the third quarter, and the Hunters started to chip away once Kobe Lawrence fouled out with 10 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, and it was the 5 blocks that really started some opportunities, especially those fast break points. Points in the paint, 32 for the Sun Devils, but as I mentioned, since he fouled out, now it's 34 for the Hunters. They took advantage of arguably the tournament's best defensive player not being out on the floor. Norris with 10, Gallo though having himself a game with 26, and Fields with 15 got ejected with about 3 and change to go in this fourth quarter. Multiple tees have been assessed this afternoon by the referees. We kind of encapsulate the game for you right there. And here we are, 65-63, 2 can tie, 3 can take the lead. It's stolen away, the Hunters have it with an opportunity to push it to 4. Oh, excellent defensive job though, falling down. And it still is going to stay with the Hunters. Had that left leg out of bounds, tried to strip it. So very fortunate right there for the Hunters. $1:50 to go in this fourth quarter. They're up by 2, 65-63. Both teams finished 20 play 5 and 2 respectively. A lone meeting. Sun Devils were able to edge the Hunters 91-83. It's been a different story right now. This has been a game that it appeared the Sun Devils were about to just blow the Hunters out of the gym, and they fought back and they fought back and they took advantage of the matchups. And Lugala from beyond the arc has been an assassin too. Norris gives it up Daniels, remember now, he's got ice water in his veins. Norris thinking about it. Wants to pull the trigger. They'll go foul line. Draw that double, triple team off the glass. That doesn't fall. Rebound, and it counts. And that's Cooper. He had 9 points off the bench last week. Doing a nice job this evening. Turnover, right back coming the Hunters the other way. And how about this? 6-0 spurt. They lead it by 6. I think they thought about the 3. Long stretch of the walk. They'll give it right back up. They'll swing it one more time. And that drops home. They needed that bucket. Big shot by Max Walder. 69-65, and they're trying to press and get the turnover.